I'm going to make this easy, real quick and easy. If you are one of those fans that does not like the Firefly Funhouse, if you did not just absolutely love what they did tonight, then we can never be friends. Ever. Let's mark out.
We are going to watch Battlegrounds, drink some Diet Pepsis, and talk about the Ascension.
I'm not angry. What the?
The longest-running weekly overproduced, under-talented, episodic, sometimes echoing, often infighting wrestling podcast.
Man, it is May the 13th, 2019. You're listening to Markedoutwrestling podcast. We're going to talk some wrestling tonight. Some Monday Night Raw, some Money in the Bank predictions, some NXT, all things wrestling tonight. So because it's a go-home show tonight for Money in the Bank, we're going to do it a little bit different. It's just me and Adam tonight. Adam, say hi.
Hey, we don't need Brian.
No, we don't need Brian. So just something different, something new tonight with our go-home show. Rather than the big-ass topics, Adam's going to explain more about it when we get here in just a minute. But we're going to try to keep it on a positive note tonight. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, we don't want to. The last 3 weeks have been
too easy to shit on.
Yeah, very lackluster, and we want to be positive tonight. So we decided to change our format a little bit tonight, just to be able to express some positivity.
We want to have fun, and just recapping Raw as an analytical or an analyst kind of way for the last few weeks has just not been fun. We do this podcast for fun. So we're going to try it different tonight. Not as analytical, more just like two wrestling fans, two marks talking with all of our extended family. Speaking of extended family on the YouTube, the Twitch Live, and the Facebook Live, who do we have on the board?
Rocky Patel, Bang Bus, GM, Christopher Stykeleather, Soji is here. So, yeah, again, as we get into it, the part of the reason to take the baton from you here, Rob, part of the reason that we're doing this, guys, is a lot of these things, unfortunately, are not worth talking about week to week. We have to recognize that. There's plenty of storylines and shit that does not change week to week and is not worth mentioning.
Right.
So we're kind of going to just treat everything like a speed round that we can decide when we want to put the pause button on.
Yep.
That makes sense. When do you want to stop? Oh, let's stop and look at this one. No, we don't need to look at that.
Yeah, so if you're looking for detailed reaction and every piece of the move set from the matches tonight, it's just not going to be that way. Maybe.
And we want to be a little more organic with it. We're truly going to run down the events of tonight in a succinct form that you can gong.
Extra big ass topics.
All right, so here's a little kayfabe break for you. Adam's going to kind of run the flow tonight because I decided to be a little loose and loosey-goosey.
Well, why did you finish? Rob, just if you're going to go full kayfabe, I show up tonight and Rob says, I want to finish this bottle of liquor for no reason other than it's in my cupboard and I don't want it to be there anymore.
That's true.
That's
a true story.
That was your logic.
Yeah.
And now I'm hosting.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
now you're caught up.
Okay.
Simple. We're going to start with, how about we just play a game of You Good? That's how we'll do it.
What's it called? You good?
You good.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you good? We'll find out. You
Okay.
good? All right. If you're good, we don't need to talk about it. That's how it works.
Yeah.
If you're not, let's talk about it. Some stuff happened tonight that was worthwhile. The board was actually being pretty negative, saying Stike said, he goes, I have to tell you, with the exception of Mysterio and Cesaro and the Bray Wyatt segment, the rest was trash. I think there's a little bit more than that, so we'll
But I can see what he's saying.
Right.
But I'm not trying to look at it that way.
And that's why we're going to look at it this way.
Okay.
So we start off the show. Wet Hair and The Miz stroke each other's ego to kick the show off. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I I don't need that.
How about if I throw in Elias and Lashley attack them and Shane pulls a Teddy Long to make a tag team match?
I would say, with the exception of why are they still putting all these guys together and why is this opening the show? Besides that, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, let me try again. Maybe
Okay.
I can get you with this one.
Okay.
It's followed up by Shane deciding that Braun and Sammy are going to have a main event tonight. Falls count anywhere for Braun's Money in the Bank spot. Do you want to talk about that one?
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's
not
put
good
the
there.
pause. Let's talk here.
Okay.
All right. So, Sammy, I had issues with Braun being in the match.
Yeah.
Now, on the Go Home show, you finally create some actual storyline here. It seems like this Frankenstein faction that Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin kind of flow and create whoever the hell else joins them or I don't even know how to
That
explain
we've been
it.
watching for 2 years or for
Yeah.
at least a year. Yeah.
And it's whoever.
Right.
Insert guy here. Tonight, it's to get Braun out of Money in the Bank and help Sammy. But Sammy's just so that because we've had this confusion
Yeah.
in the last 2 years, just to prove that Sammy's not really in cahoots with either of them. We're going to throw him back out there to Braun.
Sure. Here's the thing for me. I think having Sammy instead of Braun is an upgrade in the match in Money in the Bank.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's great. Get Braun out, that's great. But on another, but why did it have to be Sammy? And I say that because Sammy has been on this heel train right now, insulting crowds and being just the ultimate villain and the antagonist. And they've never really sent a baby face out to save the day from the villain here. They gave us Braun. So why not? I don't know. Sammy could have done something else with somebody else and had Braun get knocked out another way.
I posed the question without any prediction of tonight. I'm not going to say I called this or anything. I just posed the question. Why isn't Sammy, who has no rival, when you said send a baby face out,
Yeah.
I said, why isn't he just in Money in the Bank? He doesn't have a rival. It's 2 weeks from the pay-per-view. Why does he have to have a rival? Just put him in Money in the Bank, but they had already had people in it. I think this is course correction because this is a no DQ match.
Yeah,
Braun can still come out, fuck with Baron, fuck with Drew,
sure.
cost them, cost whoever, get involved as much as he want. Hell, I don't even know. Maybe he can win it. James Ellsworth went and got a briefcase down. We don't know if the men could pull a shenanigan one year and somebody from the locker room just come out and take the case.
I don't like you saying that because then there's a chance in the universe it could happen. So don't even say it.
But how many times have we seen the last person qualify or the guy that sneaks in win the whole thing?
I don't remember.
There's a lot of times, or it's teased like Kofi going the distance and then losing at the end of Elimination Chamber when he wasn't even supposed to be in it. Stuff like that in recent memory. But imagine if that's what happens. If Sammy wins. I like him with the briefcase. So I like this substitution. I didn't like Braun in the match. He's out.
Yeah.
I like the thought of Sammy possibly winning.
I thought Sammy, sometimes how they say, this person doesn't need the belt. They don't need to be in a title situation. Sammy's heat that he was getting for this new Sammy Hill character didn't need the Money in the Bank. The Money in the Bank could have benefited somebody else. Sammy could have gone on his own route, his own road with that character. And yes, a baby face to come out and challenge the new evil character that hates everyone. The guy, that's, to me, better use of your talent, and it opens more doors for somebody else.
See, my thing about that is, as you say that, it almost firms me up on, I would love to see Sammy be a edge-level briefcase carrier. By that meaning, you're right, Rob, he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
He doesn't need the title. He can run around being as crass as fuck. The night that Edge cashed in, he lost his IC title match, I believe, to Ric Flair in a squash because the title changed hands in a DQ or some bullshit. I can't remember all the details. But Sammy's perfect for that role right now because then he doesn't have to be relevant. He can lose. He can cut promos as long as they're not stale. Here's the other thing. You can't go to the well too often with this character.
Well, let's look at it this way. You say you like Sammy with the belt. The last two belts.
No, with the briefcase.
Briefcase. The last two briefcase holders did not have successful cash-ins. And honestly, they were probably two of the worst briefcase tenures that we've ever seen, honestly. And so now you're going to tell me that you're going to give the briefcase to Sammy. He has to be able to cash it in. He has to get a successful cash-in.
Yep.
And here's my problem. I'm not ready for Sami Zayn to be the champion. I'm not there. Edge was at that point where people could accept it.
Yeah, but he wouldn't leave the show that he wins the briefcase in as the champ. Very quick course correction. You have a McMahon go out there and go, no. We can't have you as champ. This is not going to work. You're going to have another match right now. And they send out.
But that doesn't work because the McMahons are heels and Sammy is clearly a heel.
Yeah, but Sammy is shitting all over everybody. He is a heel, but he is one of those I'm by myself heels. Like proof of tonight to make sure it wasn't like he was in cahoots with them.
Him and Shane.
He has to be on his own. Yes, so you could work an angle with him and Shane. You could work something, and he doesn't have to go face. He could be the anti. Look at what Becky Lynch did. I mean, they could do something similar. It doesn't have to be just like Stone Cold walking the line. You can do this anti-establishment character. I think Sammy could do that. Again, you have the McMahons go, no, you are unacceptable as champion.
I'm just
something where they screw him over.
Yeah, I hear you. I think mine's better. I think you have Sammy do his own fucking thing with his character, and then, like I said, it opens a door for like Bobby Roode, for Robert Roode. Robert Roode would be an excellent briefcase holder, and I am completely okay with him being a champion as well. I don't have the hesitation with him as I do Sammy.
I guess I'm just happy that a guy that's already unsuccessfully cashed in is gone, and a guy that could get elevated by the briefcase is in the match.
Yeah.
On the board real quick to catch them up.
Yeah.
Let's just highlight it. Stike says, looking at the men's Money in the Bank, it's heel heavy with 5 heels and 3 faces. It's been that way a lot in recent years. It's always heel heavy.
Yeah.
Bangba says, doesn't mean he'll cash it in right away. He has a year to carry it.
It doesn't matter. I won't be ready for him to be a champion in a year. I won't.
Edge's last title before his Money in the Bank cash-in was the Tag Team Champions with Chris Benoit. What did he fight that night, earlier that night before his cash-in on New Year's Revolution, Stike?
That was during my wrestling sabbatical, so.
Yeah. But anyway, are you good now, Rob?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Here's one. Here's one I know you're going to want to pause again before we probably won't even get into gear as how much I know you're going to want to talk about this one.
Okay.
Mojo Jojo versus Apollo Creed. Wait, did I say that right?
Mojo Jojo. Mojo Jojo will get you.
Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls. Am I good? I don't know what the fuck Mojo's trying to be, and they just fed Apollo Crews to this new whatever this Stardust wannabe. I'm good. Whatever you want to do.
All right. Yeah. Well, let's just move on.
Okay.
How about a double contract signing ending the same as every other signing?
Only thing I'm not good on here is just the clear and utter. The face of Vince McMahon being all over this at the end when both the girls are holding the belts up, and it's like the two pretty blondes. You couldn't be any more Vince McMahon right there. It was I almost wanted to just kind of throw up my mouth a little bit, not because of the women themselves, but because of the situation.
Except for the clothes, they were the same.
Yeah, it was like blonde Charlotte Flair, and now this new elevated out of nowhere blonde. The diversity within the McMahon head is obviously an old wooden ship. So besides that, I'm good.
All right. What about the Mater D beating Ricochet?
Ricochet is an excellent talent, and Baron, what's that?
Yeah. The only thing I would want to talk about this is Ricochet now has 1 win against Robert Roode, 1 loss,
yeah,
and a loss against Baron. He's quickly just losing as a singles player.
Yeah, they separate him from Aleister Black, and all of a sudden it's hey, just go out there and do some flippy shit, and then take a pin.
Bangba says Apollo's on SmackDown Live, wildcard rules. We moved on, so
we were good with that.
Yeah.
All
right, how about this one?
Yeah.
How about Seth and AJ looking up at each other in their promos?
I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, this rivalry, what we read in dirt sheets, was supposed to be pushing the pay-per-view to be something next level because they had so much to compete with or whatever, and they wanted to get more sellout.
Yeah.
And it did nothing. Next. Okay. Nikki Cross replaces Alexa in the 4-way and beats the Field. Isn't even fucking wrestling on Sunday.
I think the big conversation or the big question here with the Nikki Cross thing is, and we were having a little debate about this earlier. It's in the locker room or in the back, whatever. She was done up, right? She had her hair looked like it was washed, which is normally not a thing. She wasn't doing the heavy accent like she does. She wasn't being goofy, and she was talking sweet and kind. And we're both like, man, did they completely just repackage her? Is she this friendly girl next door? You were going on more on that one, and towards the end, I'm thinking, no, the whole thing was an act, a ruse within the storyline.
And then we watch her at the base of the ladder, and she never dumps Alexa.
Why?
And seemingly cheers her.
Why?
What the?
Haven't we had enough story with Alexa having a sycophant?
Yeah.
I mean, really? I mean, we had what's the country chick? The girl who sings country. What's her fucking name?
Mickie James.
Mickie James and was a sycophant, and Trish and Nia Jax and
Alexa. It's a retread that we don't need.
Yeah. She's much more talented. Use Nikki better. She should have pushed her ass off.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm moving on.
Yeah.
Cesaro acting like Maury and wants a paternity test. You good?
With the backstage segment?
It was also a match. I know you didn't.
Nah,
you were looking something up during that match.
Yeah, I'm not good. I'm not good here. I'm sorry. When Rey Mysterio comes on TV now, I tune out. I'm not wowed by him anymore. And look, I don't want to take away his history of being an awesome talent in the industry and a kind of a he broke the mold in some situations. He set the bar high and he championed. I get it. I'm sorry. I'm stumbling on my words. I'm just trying to figure out how to say this without being insulting.
Insulting.
That's not even a word. Yeah. Insulting.
That's not even a word.
He's a shell, and I don't like his segments. And I thought that the him and Cesaro thing was bad acting, and I thought the match was very underwhelming.
My thing was Cesaro botched what would look like a big spot. He was supposed to do a 619.
Yeah.
He botched that. I know that's a tough move for a guy his size. And the other thing is this could be something good for Cesaro. This could be a good feud. It could elevate him. It could give him some TV, a TV feud, not a pay-per-view feud.
Yeah.
And instead it's a one-off on a go-home show that you added too much substance to for just a simple one-off.
Cesaro needs to have an aggressive – they need to give him an aggressive personality.
That's what I'm saying. He could have just destroyed Rey and boosted himself.
But not just destroy Rey in the ring. We all know Cesaro can wrestle. I want to see a viciousness to Cesaro and not just going through the motions. This match to me was just hit your spots, take your breather, make sure we do all the shit we worked out. Nothing emotional. Nothing told me anything about this.
No.
And
we can't have a connection in one night. Soji says, I'm actually getting bored with Joe facing Rey. Joe needs a new challenge. This is one of those. Yeah, this is one of those. Why the hell did this feud get carried over from Mania? Why is Rey and Joe and Shane and Miz the feuds that carried over from fucking Mania? Do we need to see any of those?
No.
These two feuds should have ended.
Yeah, the Joe and Rey one, I think they're just kind of because of his ankle. There's like, okay, we'll have the little match at Mania and it will restart what we wanted to do. But here's the thing. Nobody was really that hyped about it during Mania.
Right.
So if that was a test, nobody cared. Don't do it now.
You failed.
Yeah. And
move on.
Yeah. And who UK, I got to tell you tonight, you're a bunch of fucking liars. Because when Miz was like, hey, which Miz do you want to have talk? And you're all like, yes, for the face Miz. Nobody fucking wants that Miz. Nobody wants that shit.
I felt like they were like Canada since we're on the crowd. Like they were bass backwards.
And him and Shane, to your point here, it's stupid. Who gives it? Now they're going to be in a cage. If you gave me a bunch of slips about the roster, all roster names, and you're like, here, take all these names and put two people in a cage together. I would go through every combination of every other wrestler on the roster before I would ever even touch one of their tickets.
Yep.
Why? This is who you're putting in a cage? Miz and Shane McMahon? Why? So Shane can fall off of something? Is that what we're doing?
And Miz, who's normally a safe wrestler, doesn't do a lot of these gimmick matches. You put him in a unsafe match with the least experienced guy on your roster. Let's just put it out there. I mean, yeah, Shane's been around 30 freaking years with a 15-year hiatus in the middle, but he's not a true.
He's a part-time bump taker.
Part-time stuntman almost.
Oh, right. Exactly.
Cesaro needs a creative makeover, Soji says. I agree.
You know what? Here's the thing. I used to think that it was creative's fault with Cesaro. That, they're not booking him right. They're not setting his character up right. Whatever the case may be. But as I watch more and more, and I'm not saying he's not a fabulous talent, but to me, Cesaro is he's just bland. And it's in his. I think it's in his natural personality. I'm sure he's a nice guy. He's fun. His friends probably have a good laugh. He's probably a really witty guy. I would love to have a drink with him.
A guy in the locker room everybody loves.
But as far as being somebody playing an aggressive wrestler in the ring, technical great, character not so much. I'm falling off. I don't think Cesaro has what it takes to get that brass ring.
I don't know. It's weird because it feels like most of the incarnations until the bar they never stuck with. The bar has been around now 3 years.
Yeah.
Most of the and Mick Foley formed them at the end of a best of 7.
Right.
Which
was bland in itself.
Right. That should have ended after 4.
I mean, now
actually it should have ended after 3 and just been we decided it was best of 5.
Give it all credit where it's due. I'll say that whoever decided, hey, let's put Cesaro and Sheamus together and make them a tag team, we shit on it at the time.
Cesaro,
right? We shit on it at the time, but looking back, they've been a really good tag team,
and it worked out well for Sheamus, who couldn't go as a singles guy anymore.
Right?
He had too many nagging injuries.
Right?
Can't go like that.
Well, I mean, I think the report is today that Sheamus, let's see here, spinal stenosis. And he recently had a concussion. He's done. I mean, more than likely, Sheamus is done after 12 years, which is a good run.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. He's going to get his due.
Yeah.
He's a boy at Triple H. He'll get an opportunity to go down. Maybe they get rid of Prince Albert in a can down in NXT, and Sheamus goes down and teaches them something.
All right, maybe he just produces or
something. I think he could do something beyond just pure retirement.
Hey, Percy left NXT, so he could go down to NXT and do a.
Dude, if you had to listen to Sheamus and Nigel, I'd blow my brains out.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing. Lee Horrible. Yeah. Hey, I'm good.
All right. Last one. How about Bray Wyatt reciting "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star" in look like
demonic voice? What?
Yeah, it looked like the Joe version of the Joker with a skin mask face over.
It's like Leatherface fuck the Joker.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about this? I mean, it's a secret, but we can talk about it.
Yeah, it's a secret. We can't talk. Here's the thing, man. I said it in the open. That's
why I saved it for last.
Yeah, this got sadistic. I mean, very, very sadistic. And it fits in. Obviously, Bray's really good at this shit, so it fits him well. But I absolutely love this. A show that could not keep my attention otherwise. I was locked in on this, and this is.
We went back and watched the second time.
Yeah, this is great. If you don't like this, here's the thing, and I said it before. Maybe it's in comparison to what we've been getting, but Raw has been so vanilla and so just not over the edge, right? In any kind of way. Even when they try to go, oh, you bitch. Oh, you said bitch. No, nothing sadistic. I want the attitude of it. The Firefly Funhouse, and especially tonight, is such a departure from all that kiddie bullshit. And maybe that's it, or maybe it stands good on its own. I'm in love with this whole thing, and I hope that they do Bray right as a talent in the ring with this character.
Yeah, let him go on a tear of wins.
Oh yeah,
that was his old character being a quote unquote demigod kind of thing. Losing all the time is where that demeaned the character.
Right.
Taker, even when he lost, he sat back up like before the guy even got out of the ring. You were like, oh, you only kept him down for 3. Like, you played into the character. I know Bray and Taker are so comparable. Not anymore.
Yeah.
The way you did tonight, they showed seedlings of this, Rob, in the gloves, in the little shots of the gloves. What are they, heal and harm?
Right.
But tonight went in a whole new direction.
I think they should, and they should use this. Everything you said, yes, but Bray, the talking Bray, never let him talk in the ring again. No promos at all. Do not let him talk in the ring. Leave.
Just these segments?
The only time Bray is seen in an arena is in that getup. And the only time you see Bray talk as Bray is in those segments. Never let him talk in the arena, please.
What if they do via satellite one of the puppets talking for him on the Jumbotron while he stands in the ring silent?
I understand this is kind of campy, but it's gone to a sadistic point where the campiness fades away. I think that might bring a little bit more campy.
Okay, well,
Campy.
since you mentioned the campy part,
Campy.
did what is it, Abby? Did Abby the Witch's accent or
I'm telling you, she sounds
changed tonight?
Nah, she sounds like Kofi to me. I swear to God.
Something changed tonight.
Yeah.
Like I know you're gonna always say I'm racist for saying things like that, but tonight she felt black the way she talked.
Yeah, well, I've been saying Kofi for weeks. I've always thought that.
The night it came out,
Yeah.
it was weird. It was channeling something.
It's very jivey.
Yeah, I don't know. Bangbus says, yeah, Bray doesn't need to talk. Just turn him into a scary EC3. Rocky says the UK crowd had the correct reaction at the end of the promo. You know, I was reacting, Rocky, so heavily myself. I have no idea what the crowd reacted to it.
Yeah, I didn't even notice.
Yeah,
honestly.
I didn't care.
I was both laughing and like I was in a happy moment. I was in a good place.
I was in a euphoric state of happiness, but
This is great.
I asked, I think, what was my first question to you? Did we take acid and forget?
Oh yeah,
because it got dark real quick.
Who popped the shrooms in my drink?
Yeah, the whole promo just changed. Sheamus as commissioner of NXT. Oh, take one of Triple H's friends, Regals, and put him out the pasture and have Sheamus replace him.
That would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
It would be back.
Hostile takeover.
Well, and here's the thing: is they'd give it a good storyline at first, and then he'd go to how Regal is now, where Regal's not really an involved character until he has to be.
Right.
Right.
I always liked the growing up. Maybe it's because that's what we grew up with, the old Jack Tunney.
Jack Tunney, yeah. The most you'd hear is like Mean Gene say something like, from the office of Jack Tunney, and every once in a while he'd show up.
Yeah, he would be like, oh, Mean Gene seemingly would always announce the mid-card match by saying from the office of, and then they would show the promo. He's like, I've made a decision about Hogan. He's going to fight at this, was always the video package.
Yeah, the
very lame talking to a camera video package.
The involved on-screen TV personality of a commissioner figure I think Slaughter would be the first one, really.
I mean, Tunney is the first, but involved.
Slaughter was the first one to really be involved.
Yeah, I guess Slaughter.
Yeah.
DX made Slaughter, though, good. It wasn't necessarily him.
Yeah, DX, yeah, absolutely.
It's hard to describe, but yeah. Anything else on the board? Let's see. It says Soji says it is Kofi as Abby. That's his wild contribution to Raw tonight.
That's the wild card, Adam. The wild card. Damn it.
That's
I'm a brainchild.
That's funny.
I'm a brainchild.
I don't know why that tickled me. Good job, Soji.
Okay.
That's all I got. If you're good, I'm good. We can go on.
I mean, anything on the board? I mean, because I'm good.
Cole and Graves were confused faces because UK crowd clapping and cheering. Oh, so the UK crowd loved the Bray thing.
Yes.
And they thought they were supposed to be spooked out.
Oh, they're supposed to be selling the fear? Yeah.
Instead, they're going crazy. They just, hey, it is what it is.
Hey, I just want to say, Vince McMahon, dude, your wrestling show, everyone loves the crazy kid segment.
And do you know who, just for the record, only 2 wild cards were used tonight that I know of?
Roman?
No. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Roman.
Oh, yeah, I guess. And then Elias. So there was 3. Because Apollo, earlier on the board, Bangwas says he's part of SmackDown Live's roster. I don't keep track of that, but sure.
Okay. I didn't know that either.
Let's just do predictions and get it out of the way.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
2.
Predictions. We only got 6 of them. We're going to start with the 4 matches, and we're going to finish with the 2 Money in the Banks. First, Miz and Shane. I'm good, actually. But it's a cage match.
Is it like one of those where it's like it's either feet on the floor or out the door or pinfall submission?
Yeah, it's probably all
like a regular cage match.
Yeah,
which by the way is stupid. It's so stupid. I've always hated that.
The stupidest part of it is, Rob, is if you have me in a submission move and I touch the ropes, it's a break in a cage match. Why?
Is it a break?
Oh,
yeah.
No, I mean they change the rules all the time, but
yeah.
There's a lot of times where they have the ref go, "Hey, break that up. He's on the ropes." Like, seriously, no.
Yeah.
The ref shouldn't even be in the fucking cage.
Yeah,
There should be 2 guys in a cage, no ref. There's your rules. There's no pinfall. There's no submission. You got to get out.
Yeah, I think get out should be it. Absolutely, without a doubt, going through the door is stupid to me.
Brian loves the door.
Fucking stupid.
I'm glad he's not here.
Yeah.
We don't have to listen.
Oh, he does love the door, doesn't he?
He loves the door.
I'm going. Shit.
Shit's not an option.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go. I guess Miz. I don't know about this one. Miz.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Miz. I mean, he's got to. I think he's been losing, so he's got to win.
Yeah.
Another one that I'm kind of good on. Joe and Ray.
Yeah, I'm good.
Joe has to win, right?
Does he?
I mean, what's the point?
I think I'm hearing Vince. I'm hearing Vince right now in the planning session. We really need to get Ray over. So
why?
Let the fat Samoan get pinned.
What possible anything can Ray?
Ray was in the Attitude Era. God damn it!
Shit. He's a cruiserweight in the Attitude Era.
Ray wins.
Oh.
Every time. Look. I could just say every time. Every time Joe has a match, he loses. But I'll say that every time Joe is in a feud that gets personal, like with family, he loses. So why break the trend?
Wait, I might go with you on Ray, but he doesn't have to get the belt. He can win by DQ.
Okay.
Nah, I'm gonna keep Joe.
Yeah, give him the belt.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of giving the belt, Lacey and Becky Lynch.
Oh my God, why is she in this match?
Becky 2 belts.
So stupid.
She has not. Have we not learned from Ronda and Nia and everybody else you push too fast? Like the other girls, Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, Becky, they were okay because they were in NXT.
You have such an opportunity at one of the best women's divisions, and you the talent-wise, you just between the 2 brands combined, by the way, you just shit on this division so hard. Like,
and if Becky somehow fights Charlotte first and Lacey second, and Lacey doesn't beat Becky in her second match, you've already squashed Lacey right off the bat. If you let her win, everybody's like, "Why? Becky 2 belts is gone." You just squash the man. Like, there's no this is a booking fucking nightmare.
Yeah, Becky's walking out of the night with 1 belt. She's going to keep the Raw belt. She's going to beat Lacey Evans. She's going to lose to Charlotte, but she's going to beat Lacey Evans.
I unfortunately agree with you.
Yeah.
And in that, we're moving on board. I mean, it's a 50-50. You're flipping a coin. We're not checking in with you. You know, that's cool. Please talk amongst yourselves. I'm not trying to be a dick.
Oh, wait. Joe, so just like real quick.
Okay.
Joe needs to win, but I have a feeling Vince is going to give Mysterio the U.S. title so he can have his Grand Slam. Do you think that plays into it? Do you think Vince cares about Grand Slams?
I don't know. He was awarding Randy and Jeff them this time last year.
But, I mean, yes, they
maybe Ray cares.
But do you really think Vince cares?
I don't know. If you give me a $5,000 bonus for it, I suddenly care.
Okay.
You want to put a line on my fucking resume? I don't give a shit.
I just don't know if Vince remembers shit like that. He's just like, give the U.S. title to the short guy. What's his name?
Also,
Ray.
what purpose does that serve? Who does that benefit?
Yeah. I can't imagine Vince going, who hasn't had a Grand Slam yet?
Actually, now that I think about it, the question, who does that benefit to Vince, has never really played into factor. Seth and AJ rushed. Any point to this? Any winner? If they're truly going on the super couple, Rob, there's no fucking way Seth is losing.
Yeah,
they're going to be double champs on Raw.
Would they actually give the belt or keep the belt on Seth simply to push a boyfriend-girlfriend storyline.
You just said it a second ago.
And how
Becky
irresponsible
beats
would that be?
Lacey and loses to Charlotte.
Yeah.
The reason that happens is so that they can both be the champs on Monday as the power couple. It worked.
Oh, yeah.
It worked McMahon-Helmsley era, even though Shane or Steph wasn't really a wrestler. You know, you could have the man and he could be the Kingslayer.
Would they go heel?
Seth Lannister.
If they go heel, I'm down.
I don't know. I mean, maybe Seth goes full heel and Becky still toes the line of the man.
I'm looking at them more like they're together on TV, like Power Trip.
All I can think of right now
Yeah.
is Seth and Becky versus Hunter and Stephanie at Mania.
Yeah, I could also see them winning the Mixed Match Challenge.
Yeah, that could be their push instead.
Right.
Anyway, who's your winner?
Seth.
Okay, I got Seth too. Now here's the
He's not, wait. AJ's not turning heel and forming the new club. I know that every mark out there on the internet right now is just stroking their little taint going, oh, put the club together.
Wait.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
As cheesy as it is, AJ still gets the house that AJ Styles built. He still gets the crowd for that. Why not fucking do the club as faces, Rob? Why does he have to go heel to be in the club?
No, you're right. He doesn't have to go heel. That's not my point. I hear what you're saying about them. I'm saying it's not going to happen either way. You're not getting the club back together.
Why not?
Because Anderson and Gallows are probably fucking leaving.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let AJ be happy. He's the commodity. Let him do a club gimmick. Let the marks be
You are
happy.
not going to push.
What are you going to do after he loses to Seth?
You're
Rob?
not going to push these guys right before they go to AEW.
What are you going to do
Yeah.
with AJ after he loses to Seth Sunday?
I don't know.
You brought him to Raw already, and you blew your wad, and he loses his title. Are you going to keep him around and have him fight Seth a few more times? And keep Drew and
What
these
if they
other
do a
people
wild
down?
card thing and it's him and Finn for the IC?
Exactly. So he goes back to the mid card. That's what happened last time. He was out of the title picture. He fought for the U.S. for a year.
Yeah,
with
but
Kevin Owens.
you still have this old way of thinking, which I do too. That there is this mid card and championship belt difference. Like at this point, it doesn't matter. They go up and down so many times. I don't even know what the dominant belt is anymore.
I use that to just talk about it to make it easier. I want to see grudge feuds, not Shane and fucking Miz for months at a time. Grudge feuds with no belt. I want to see real grudge feuds like you and fucking Bob. There's no belt involved. I want to see that. I want that to be in a cage so bad. The way Miz and Daniel Bryan was at its peak.
Yeah.
You know, there was nothing involved. There was no belt. It didn't matter. There was no careers. Anyway, I got way off topic. Let's do the 2 Money in the Bank matches.
Okay.
And then let's get on to the real fun stuff.
God, Bang Bus wants everyone to go heel. So turn to shut up.
Yeah.
Love
All
it.
right. Well, let's start with the women because, I mean, I just don't care. This is a bad booking to me.
Yeah.
Natty, Naomi, Dana Brooke, Mella, Alexa Bliss, Ember Moon, Mandy Rose, and Bayley. Before you go, Rob, I'm just going to be real quick. I think Ember Moon and Mandy Rose both look good. I think Dana Brooke and Mella have spots that they die and are just out for a while.
Yeah.
And I think Bayley wins to keep her happy and put her back in the title hunt because, as you said, Charlotte's going to win from Becky. What if instead Becky defends both her belts and then Bayley comes down with the briefcase and she's the SmackDown champ? She goes over and fights Charlotte on SmackDown.
Oh, I like that. I do like that.
And then Charlotte's not an 8-time champ.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. You know what? I'm going to pick the same as you because I like that.
Okay.
I'm going to steal right from you. Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. I'm picking with my heart tonight, guys. I'm not picking with my head. I'm picking. This is what I want to happen. This is part of my new attitude of, hey, rather than shitting on it, let's
go with what I want.
I want this.
Tell me what you want.
That's what I want.
You really, really want.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Anybody that's got women's comments, you can put them on the board. We'll read them. But let me start the men to intro this.
Oh, my God, Bang Bus. I'm sorry.
Sami Zayn.
He says Bayley turn heel. I'm sorry.
No.
Come on.
Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, Ricochet, Ali, Andrade, names shortened, Finn Balor, Randy Orton. Randy and Baron have both won before.
How many people in that match had their names changed?
Finn Balor used to be Prince Devitt.
No, I'm talking about in the WWE.
Oh, in the WWE. Ali Andrade for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
That's okay.
They were just very recent.
They were, yes. It was like, oh, okay.
And they were very ethnic to take away the ethnicity.
Get rid of Muhammad.
Mufasa.
It's the most popular name in the world by far.
Lion King is coming out. We don't want to run up Mufasa trends.
Right. We'll never sell tickets in Mississippi.
I can't even tell the difference.
Okay.
Who's your winner, Rob?
Who is it again?
I mean, just like I think the women, Bailey gets back in the title picture with this, there's a chance that Finn wins and gets back in the title picture. But it's Sammy, Drew, Baron, Ricochet, Ali, Andrade, Finn, and Randy.
It's not Ricochet. It's not Ali.
It's not Randy.
You don't think it's Randy?
No way they give him a second.
No chance?
No, it's no point.
They gave him Rumble the other a couple years ago, but there's no point in that.
No point. He shouldn't be in this match. Should be Kevin Owens should be in this match. He should be in Kofi's spot.
Okay. So they get
or in the spot against Kofi, I mean. I think it's Andrade or Sammy personally.
I like Andrade.
You say you're picking with your heart.
Yeah, I'm picking with my head.
Heart pick.
I'm going heart and head on this one.
Really?
I think it's a smart pick. Yeah, he'd be good. Zelina would be great as the valet for him, having that belt. And,
carrying the briefcase, you mean?
Right, and Andrade
you
cashing
keep calling
in
the briefcase.
I know
belts.
that Andrade cashing in the briefcase. I think would be a huge pop. I think that'd be a big, and he's believable as a champion.
It's a way to get him in the title picture.
Yes.
I don't see Vince pulling the trigger on a guy like that quick. Then again, he's pounding the next best thing to being the boss's daughter.
Right. How long did it take? I mean, he pushed Del Rio pretty hard. I mean, didn't Del Rio get a briefcase pretty early?
No. What I think what Del Rio got to early was winning the 40-man battle royal.
Okay.
But he did get a briefcase too. Del Rio got pushed. Problem with Del Rio is Bob used to always point this out to me long before we had a podcast. Is the night Del Rio won his first title, he said he was going to retire in 4 years.
Yeah, he fucked himself.
That was 8 years ago. He's still. I mean, he's been.
I think that comment kind of threw his plan out of whack. So,
right?
Yeah.
And I think Vince lost faith in him, and he just never was booked the same. He never was a commodity the same way. He never really factored in any way. And we need a Latin champ. That's why I'm making your argument for you, Rob.
You are.
Andrade it is.
Mm-hmm.
Although, no, I want the Jew to win.
You think Oh, yeah, you do think Sammy would be a good one.
I'm going with Sammy.
All right.
Final. Yeah, that's it.
3.
Number 3, some fun. Hey, this was Raw was taped tonight.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some tape things.
Specifically, Scotch tape.
Guys,
Packing tape.
I know last week
Painter's
made
tape.
it sound like I was shitting on the NXT roster.
Shame on you.
But
Boo.
it was supposed to be a commentary on the fact that the roster has changed drastically. And we don't talk about it like we used to. We don't feature it like we used to.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian's not here, so we really also wanted to grind it in that he's going to miss this.
Yeah.
But our next 3 kind of topics are going to be the NXT Tag Division, the NXT Women's Division, and the NXT Men's Division. We'll talk about both NXT and North American there.
I think a running theme, before we get into it, a running theme of NXT right now is that I think they're getting away from the idea of developing new names. I think they've been doing that for so long right now that they're gonna get into a drought where all these new talents, their fresh organic talent that they've created, is just not gonna get the pushes they need because they keep rotating these indie veterans in their way.
I said that a lot about the Street Profits.
Yeah,
because so many guys came in and jumped them in the line.
Sure.
And since we're talking about the tag division, I'm going to keep going on here. When we Googled the roster to look at what each division was, according to was it WWE.com?
No, it was Fandom, no, Pro Wrestling Fandom, whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, ProWrestling.fandom.com.
Okay, so we have what they list as only 4 tag teams officially in NXT currently.
And it's not even that. It's not even
Well,
Oh, yeah, because Moss and Sabatelli, you crossed that out.
yeah, I did.
Okay, good.
So there's 4 total. There's Undisputed Era, very, very prominent, been featured almost 2 years.
Former
since
two-time
their debut.
champions, I think.
Right,
Yeah.
There's the Forgotten Sons. They're on their last leg, with the exception of Riker. Blake and Cutler, if this doesn't work, I don't even see them getting called up.
I mean, Cutler could get a repackage. I think if Blake doesn't make it to the main roster here, he's number 2. No, he might be. I think he's been there longer than Angelo Dawkins. I think those are the 2 old timers, and Blake was before Angelo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Birch and Lorcan, make up your mind. Are these guys a true tag team? Give them a name. Give them something. Brian loves Birch and Lorcan, and I mean they've been featured in some big spots in some title opportunities.
Yeah.
And then you have
they have some. I can't remember what it is. They have some kind of a moniker. I don't know if it's actually their name, but there's something they're going by. I can't remember.
They're overdue for their Cesaro to the Bar transformation, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So again, to recap: Birch and Lorcan, Forgotten Sons, Street Profit, Undisputed Era.
And we get
4 teams are what they have on there. I mean, and so many have gone up to be misused, to get injured, like let's say AOP. Then there's Revival. There's so many up there.
I mean, are you gonna give the? So we're assuming the Viking Raiders are experienced or the War Machine.
We're assuming yes,
They're
they're staying up on the main roster, and
Right.
they're not going to have the titles.
Right. So either they're gonna lose them on Wednesday, which we don't look at spoilers.
Yeah. By the way, I just what Rob's talking about. I thought this weekend was a takeover event. I did not realize it was June 1st because last year they did it on Money in the Bank weekend.
Right. And
So-
I'm going on June 1st, by the way.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Although Connecticut sucks.
So either they're going to lose the belts in a match on Wednesday, or they're going to release them. But my question
Or
is,
somewhere on the road to, what is it, Takeover 25, because they don't want to
Right.
call it Takeover Bridgeport.
you're not going to give the belts back to Undisputed Era. I don't know why you do that, especially right now if they got their own storyline going
Forgotten
on.
Sons too soon.
That Street Profits, you could have just given it to them on fucking a couple weeks ago.
You should have.
Yeah.
Because Undisputed, don't give me. Also, you already said 2-time champs. They would be the first 3-time champs. You don't want to do that.
I mean, Birch and Lorcan would be such a transitional champion.
So would Forgotten Sons. So it makes no sense of why they didn't let Street Profits pull the shock.
I was dumbfounded by it. I don't get it. I mean,
They have 4 tag teams, and none of them hold the belt right now because a main roster team does.
it's almost unbelievable to me as when they had the AOP feud, Street Profits. Look, I know AOP was supposed to be billed as being these big monsters, but when they stood side by side with Ford and Dawkins, they were equal in size. They were eye to eye. There was nothing. They weren't towering over them. They weren't just ungodly huge.
Yeah, Dawkins is the size of them.
Right. And
it's
Ford,
not his fault his partner's skinny.
Well, lean. I wouldn't say skinny. I'd say lean. But you squashed the shit out of them against AOP. I don't get that.
Yeah,
and
what I don't get was they were undefeated going into that, and they didn't set up a storyline to kill their undefeatedness.
Right.
Like take. I know we're going to talk about the women next, but like Bianca's, loss. It had a storyline of she was undefeated going into it. Asuka, you had, will they let her go main roster still being undefeated? You played that in. Here they're like, 1 week they're like, yeah, we decided AOP go out and kill the Profits.
Yeah.
For no reason. Take away their undefeated.
And they're going to build themselves back up, have some moments here, have a couple little off the cuff
and then
feuds.
somebody debuts.
Well, I'm saying is that they built them up just to have them back into a match with War Machine with a little bit of build up there. They were smack talking. And then you put them in there and you make them look like the little engine that almost could. Why? Why do that?
I know Full Sail's a home crowd, but all you needed to know when you fucked up is the crowd reaction after that first initial fury of 2 minutes, 90 seconds, 2
right.
minutes.
You thought it was going to be done in the first 20 seconds.
And the way the crowd reacted to that false finish, everybody was like, and everybody kind of sees it coming. I think Vince did this because he knew they were called up without the belts, and he wanted to create a buzz. Like, oh, Profits are going to win tonight, because the other guys got called up. Nope. I mean, like Asuka, we're like, is she going to lose to Ember?
Yeah.
Nope. She gave up the belt via injury instead.
You know,
like they find a way just to fuck us.
But it's like I get
profits are the
you want to be unpredictable and you want to swerve, but sometimes the obvious is the best answer.
Yep.
And in this case, it was the best answer. You should have given these guys a win, give them a little clout to their title because they beat the War Machine, and then they could have a little bit of a run, and then bump up the main roster and put somebody new in there. I'm confused by it. I don't know.
I can't believe that they let so many people come through here without a plan for the future.
And let me say this too. I felt like in the AOP time, everybody was kind of on the Street Profits bandwagon, rooting for them because they were fun. But I don't think anybody took them seriously as a title contender. I don't believe that.
They were like soft on,
not
the
they were
the
unproven.
pedophile
They were
and
unproven.
all the nastiness that goes along with soft. I don't mean to compare them to that. I'm saying they were the bridesmaids that were in the division that nobody really was like, they deserve the belts.
Yeah, nobody's really rooting for them to be champions.
Right.
But when you saw them lose the War Machine, you saw some diehard fans with some very disappointed faces. Like most of that crowd they looked like, oh, come on. Just give them the fucking belts already.
Wow, the board is kind of split.
Yeah.
Stike is one of the vocal ones saying Street Profits for champions. Bangwa says, to be honest, though, if it comes down to it, Street Profits or just releasing the titles, he says just release the titles. Don't give it to them. And he says 2 years from now, Street Profits will be throwing candy with Lucha House Party, and Rob will remind us every week that these guys broke the Viking Raiders streak. Wow.
Yeah, okay.
Soji says, he's talking about, he says, still think the NXT women's division should be involved with Becky 2 belts. We're about to, I think I read that because I'm good on the tag division to move on.
I'm good.
Segue.
Yeah.
We'll go with the women's division. The women's division has lost a lot of talent, Rob, but it's not as gutted as you would think. You have, before we get into discussion, I'll just briefly recap the highlights of it.
Mm-hmm.
You got Io Shirai. Okay, you got Bianca Belair.
Mm-hmm.
Candice LeRae.
Yep.
I think Dakota Kai's getting ready to come back from injury.
Okay.
You got Maya Yim getting started. Casey Catanzaro getting started. Shayna Baszler as your champ. Is it Xia Li?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Vanessa Bourne, Tanara Conti, Marina Schaefer. These are all whatevers. Like lower part. The top part, Belair, LeRae, Kai, Shirai, Yim. I have a hard on for Casey Catanzaro. I think I just really like what she does in the ring.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what she does. I don't know about a champ, but she has that wow factor to me that always made me like the Hardy Boys and Lita, is why I think I like her. And then Shayna, how long, Rob, before Shayna is moved on? With the Ronda exit, I think Shayna could be – imagine if Shayna right now, instead of Lacey, was fighting Becky.
Mm-hmm.
How much more interested in that feud would you be?
Shayna and Becky? I just had Becky in a UFC fighter.
No, but
I know it's
here's
different.
a good one.
I know that, and I know it's a little bit different, but it still echoes Ronda Rousey to me.
Shayna translates better to the WWE ring.
No,
the entertainment portion.
What I'm saying right now has nothing to do with Shayna's ability or Shayna herself. It is that we just had Shayna.
So it's a too soon thing.
Shayna was associated with Ronda Rousey in many ways, and they were even pushing. Everybody thought it was gonna be a storyline.
The Horseman.
So when I look at Shayna, I think Ronda. I don't want to think Ronda for a while.
So it's too soon.
It's too soon.
They would be attached.
Right.
Then
when does she come up?
Yeah, can Shayna lose the belt and not come up?
No.
I think no. I agree with everything you just said, but yet I don't want her to be champ anymore on NXT. I think Belair, she's had her chances. Who knows what'll continue to happen. I really like.
They got her with Maya Yim again, and they already had a little feud before this that Belair came on top.
And Io looks like she's going to get programmed with Shayna.
That's quick for me.
That makes no sense. And Shayna was tied with Kyrie. I know the Asian thing, but the character gimmicks is the same. The moveset is the same. Can this match and feud? be that much different?
No, yeah, it can be much different. I'm sorry, Kyrie's good, but Kyrie compared to Io is much more talented.
Io's faster and does a chain wrestling thing.
To what you just did there, I think you're the perfect example of why they did her too fast. Yes, if you are into NJPW and other brands of wrestling, then you know who Io is, right? You have been a fan. You've been salivating for her to come to NXT. I
come to NXT and what? Lose to Shayna?
Well, I'm just saying come to NXT, period.
Again, presuming their program.
Right. But if you're that kind of fan, you're cool with her fighting Shayna right now. But if you're like you and I, where we're just now getting ready, we're just now meeting her. She's got some fancy moves. We've seen that. But why would you put her right into the title picture? We haven't learned. I'm not emotionally connected to her yet.
See, I think you could instead put the babyface Candice LeRae against Shayna Baszler, and she can win hook or crook and remain babyface because she doesn't see that it's hook or crook when her husband gets involved and wins her the belt. And you create them both as champions but not on the same page. You could create a really good storyline there. She doesn't like how she won because he helped her, and he's like, hey, babe, sorry.
That's fun. No, I like that. That's fun.
Then you give Shayna some purpose after she loses the belt. She goes, what the fuck? I didn't even lose it.
Yeah.
You guys, you plotted. A man got involved and stole it from me. Like, I mean, shouldn't have to say it like that. But, there's so much you could play with that twist where putting Io, far be it talented individual, in this spot does nothing. Everything you just said about Shayna, Rob, going up to the main roster in the wake of Ronda, I'm sorry, a lot of people that don't know how good and how different Io is from Kairi Sane are looking at it and going, yeah, she's just swimming in the Kairi Sane wake. This is the same.
Yeah.
Candice would split that if you put Candice in the picture.
I agree with you. I think it's a perfect option. I think in addition to that, you put Candice in the title picture, Io can go, and I think she can fight with a Mia Yim, who Bianca Belair is her last little hurrah in NXT. I think puts over Mia Yim in an extended feud.
Or she goes
because I don't see what Bianca's goal is right now or purpose is right now, other than to maybe put some of the younger talent over and then move on to the main.
I like the Mia and Io matchup. I like instead, if you're talking about Bianca putting someone over on her way out or something like that, Dakota Kai coming back from an injury, I think she was jockeying for a contendership with Bianca at the time of her injury. So you could have Dakota come back in an injury return angle. Just kayfabe, say Bianca was the one who injured her. And there you go. Now you got a built-in TV feud for the women that are not involved in the title hunt.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
The interesting thing, though, is that this roster has a lot, Rob, of options where it seems like the tag with only 4 teams doesn't.
So Stykeleather says Io and Shayna have history going back to Stardom. And again, like I was saying earlier, I get that. There's some marks out there, and I don't say that offensively, some marks out there who like, hey, we loved this before. We've seen it before. We want to see it again. I know Shayna because she has grown on me, as that's what they're supposed to do, right? Io, I've heard great things, and I'm excited to get to know her, but I'm not into this match because I'm not emotionally connected to Io.
Yeah, I love Shayna as a heel. I'm not necessarily I'm not a fan of hers, Gaga. Her role, I think she's really good at. That's what I'm a fan at.
Yeah.
Is how good she plays her role. Very good.
She's another one of those that's a little bit too rock and roll for the main roster, though.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm ready to move on to the solo guys. You want to talk about gutted?
You think so?
I think so, and here's how I'm going to make my point of yes. Rob, you and I had to Google some of these people to know who the fuck they were. I'm going to read the top guys. We all know them. Very easy. Adam Cole, no question. Johnny Gargano is the champion. Cassius Ohno, we've seen a lot of.
Jump.
Roderick Strong, Matt Riddle, Velveteen Dream. He's a champ right now, North American. Keith Lee, until he got injured, was kind of debuted there.
Yeah.
And then we've got Kona Reeves has been featured. Kushida just debuted. Dick Jack, Dominic Dick Jack.
Damn.
And Brian's favorite. I didn't know he was actually still on the roster until we printed this out, but Caesar Bonani.
Yeah. No, I'm okay with what's going on right now. I mean,
top guys: Adam Cole, Matt Riddle, Roderick Strong. That's a good bunch.
Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, well, he's the champ, of course.
Yeah.
Velveteen is the other champ. Those 5 are a good little group of 5.
I think the Velveteen Dominic thing gives Dominic a chance to get some name ID. Have a good match with Velveteen.
Absolutely.
And it's
the way Lars and Alistair did.
Right. I think it's good right now. Everybody's kind of the new guys coming up are getting a little bit of exposure to try to build some heat. The guys that have been around for a while are sitting on the top right now, kind of living off of their heat. And then you got some newer guys at the bottom that you're going to get taste of.
Eric Bugenhagen is new. And
2017. He's been there. He just hasn't been a TV talent.
Mansoor Al-Shahail is also new. He fought last week, Dick Jack. And Shane Thorne. We didn't realize he survived from TM61 and is now there as a solo wrestler, singles wrestler.
He's been kind of doing the job. I think he's trying to figure out who he wants to be character-wise.
Like Kona did before he became the finest.
Yeah.
Remember, Kona was on for a while.
I don't think Kona's done figuring out who he is.
But remember, he was on for a while before he did the finest gimmick. I mean, he didn't have a thing. And hell, Dick Jack, the reason I call him Dick Jack is because of his fucking hate speech promos.
Oh, you're right.
That's why I won't say his name right or learn it.
Oh, God, you never take a breath for me to get in. I swear to God. Kona Reeves. Hashtag unpopular opinion. I like the Kona Reeves finest thing. I do. I hate him, but I hate him because of his character. Honestly, I'm like, God, you're such this is so stupid. You fucking douchebag. Just hating on it.
He's ripping off so many gimmicks at once.
So what?
I don't like
it. Dude, you are such a hypocrite right now.
Well, because they're at the same time.
Having a history of radio and knowing that radio programs tend to just steal from each other non-fucking stop. We're both from that industry where they just steal and steal and steal. I mean, at a certain point, all the gimmicks are gone. You got to start taking shit.
But there's a difference between Robert Roode and Rick Rude. Obviously very similar, right? No question.
Right.
Different eras.
Yeah.
Okay, and the finest... And you have a girl in the women's division walking around going, I'm the EST.
Okay, no, I don't like that.
Okay, there's an overlap right there of 2 similar gimmicks. Imagine if there was Big Boss Man who was supposed to be a prison guard.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and then we have this other guy, Dave. He's a parole officer.
Yeah, no, I look at him more like a Hawaiian nature boy Buddy Landell. That's what I look like when I see him. I don't like the finest because I do think it goes against the EST. I hate that.
And if this were a couple years apart, it's fine. But they're overlapping.
He does remind me of kind of a Ric Flair type kind of throwback. I like him. Even his gear.
His attitude, I like. His gimmick, I don't.
I like it.
The catchphrase, I'm used to the finest.
Unpopular opinion, I like it. I don't know.
Yeah, of course you would. I'm ready for the Keith Lee era.
Stykler is saying Dick Jack is having surgery. Knee surgery.
Bye, Dick Jack.
Bye.
I know I've got a little bit of a hard on here. I know I don't watch much of the indies, but my guy that I hope in the next year we see get a big push, whether it's North American title or even just a contendership for the NXT title if he doesn't get over, is Keith Lee, who I want to dub the African American Dream.
Yeah.
Keith Lee. I know we talk about big men moving and like you'll look at Hanson or whatever he is, Ivar, Eric, whatever he is now. Hanson from the War Raiders, War Machine.
Yeah.
You look at him, a big guy that can move. You look at Bam Bam Bigelow, that kind of big guy that can move. You look at even like Joe, a big guy that can move. Keith Lee is something different to me. He stands out and is not just the agile, athletic big man.
I think his charisma is off the charts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He can't help but be it that way, and that's why I compare him to the Dream. Dusty could do a stupid shake and roll punch, and the crowd is eating it out of his hand because he just is he oozed charisma.
I think he's Dusty with swag.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's got Dusty with rock.
Yeah, Rocky says, I love that, the African American Dream. Dusty had an impact down there.
Yeah.
He
It was before Keith Lee, but yeah.
Yes, I know, but so you could. I don't think Dusty would be mad to give this guy a little bit of his moniker. And I'm sorry, not just the charisma, Rob.
See you, Stike.
Watch the facial expressions of Keith Lee.
Oh, it's
sometime.
great.
He looks
Great.
like Dream. I'm sorry.
Let's do
And I
some
don't mean
awards.
Velveteen.
Want to do the awards?
I want to do the awards and close it down because we don't have a dirt sheet. So that's why we ran a little long.
Okay.
And hey, Brian, suck it. We talked about NXT. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking over you, Hunter, and your fake fucking promises.
going to change things.
Bullshit. We're going to change things, right, Rob? I don't know if tonight worked, but it was better than recycled talk.
Yeah, I don't know. Hashtag, or actually, at SmartMark Show on Twitter. Tell us how the new format, if you like it or not. I don't know.
The only Ric Flair Kona looks like is the one from Camp WWE, Bangba says, Rob.
That's funny. Okay.
All right, our awards. We only got 4. Marked out award, biggest push or Barry, creative change, and LOL. I'm going to start, Rob, with marked out.
Yeah.
I marked out Sami Zayn replacing Braun.
Okay, that's fair.
I didn't want Braun in the match, and I'll accept any replacement, especially the only male tribe member on the roster.
Okay. My marked out would be when we learned what Bray's secret was.
Oh, yes.
I had a legit mark out moment.
that whole segment was good. Brian didn't miss anything tonight except that.
Yeah.
That's what he missed.
He watched it, I'm sure.
On the board, marked out, Bray for Bang Bust. Soji's ahead on the Pusher Barry is the next award.
Yeah.
It marked out if anyone else catches up. I think Rob and I picked the two most obvious ones.
Sure.
Biggest push or Barry? Rob, why don't you get started on that one?
I'm going to go with the Barry, and I'm going to go Apollo Crews. I mean, look, I understand Apollo's never really had a big push. I never really amounted to much, even though he's had pushes.
Mojo rising.
But anybody who gets pinned by a repackaged Mojo that we saw tonight, you got buried.
Oh.
That's just like if they said, "Hey, Rob, go out there and put Mojo over," I would go, just cut my contract right now. I mean, obviously you don't give a shit about me, so yeah.
Bang Bus is making me mad. I almost want to put him in timeout.
No, don't.
He says, "Oh man, Keith Lee is so great. He's gonna have so many great matches on main event with EC3 and Cedric." Fuck you. All right. My biggest pusher, Barry, is actually they're tied together, so I'm gonna do both.
Yeah.
The biggest push tonight to me was Nikki Cross winning the Fatal 4-Way.
Oh yeah, undeniable. Yeah.
The biggest burial is the other 3 women who didn't. They're going into a match on Sunday where they just lost to a wild card person.
I just don't have high expectations for that, for either one of the Money in the Bank matches, but that one in particular, I'm just like, I don't expect much.
And Soji says Barry Cesaro. Why did he have to lose to Ray clean? You could have had Joe interfere, save Cesaro from a pin. You could have had so many things happen. You could have had Ray get counted out.
You could have had Apollo Crews come out again. I don't know.
Who the fuck cares if Ray gets counted out? Cesaro should not have. I mean, this is Cesaro. He's been away from the bar twice in solo matches. Sheamus is clearly done, and he's lost both of them. Figure out what you want to do.
Yeah, when somebody asks me tomorrow, hey, what happened on Raw, out of all the segments that happened, that's the last thing I'm going to remember to tell him.
Yeah. Bangwest says, biggest Barry, my man.
Oh, Leo's being a little bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He had to go away, and he also cited Eric Young. Nobody even remembers him. How can he be buried?
If you're out there going, oh, poor Leo, you are just a spoiled little whatever the new generation is called, because Leo's being a little bitch.
I'm going to kick off. We got 2 awards left, creative change and LOL.
Yeah.
My creative change is going to be the sleeveless Cobra soldier with the varicose veins on his face. That's my creative change. In case, I think you can read between the lines, but I'm talking about Mojo Rawley's makeover.
Yeah, you didn't have to say his name. I was good.
Oh, okay, you
Yeah.
got it. You're good.
Yeah,
Keeping with the theme.
My creative change tonight, I thought this is the absolute stupidest thing that you did tonight, or I should say didn't do. Alexa Bliss going to the top of the fucking ladder and holding a briefcase, and Nikki Cross doing nothing.
Cheering her. Nothing would have been better.
Yeah.
Cheering
She could have
her.
left the ring. It would have been better.
Yeah. Just walked away.
She should have pushed her out of the fucking ring.
Now, people on the board earlier were telling me that I was crazy for that. They're like, she's 5'0". A fall from that height would kill her. Then why is there a women's Money in the Bank match?
Right.
I don't know the men's roster height, but there's been plenty of guys that were short that fell off ladders, right? Spike Dudley.
Yeah.
5'4", maybe?
All the time. He probably took more abuse than anyone on the fucking roster at that time.
Yeah.
Hornswoggle.
Right, yeah.
I mean, come on.
Height doesn't necessarily mean you can't fall. Maybe because she's tiny, but still.
I mean, Ray falls everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
But Ray's had so many surgeries.
Sure.
LOL's last, Rob. I'm going to let you kick it off.
You know what? I was really trying hard to find something different from this because I wanted us to have different ones. But I got to go Ramblin' Rabbit with the. I'm sorry, with the fucking. Go ahead.
The Band-Aid.
Yeah, with the Band-Aid. Ramblin' Rabbit with the fucking Band-Aid was hilarious.
His innards were eaten by Mercy last week.
Yes.
I don't remember where Bray threw him afterwards, but he kind of just was like, oh, whatever, and kind of tossed him around.
Yeah.
But he's fine this week with nothing but a Band-Aid across his, I believe, left eye. And
that was my LOL.
Not Ulysse Lopez. That was mine, too.
Yeah.
Hornswoggle didn't fall off a ladder, Bangba says. Check the tape. It was a little ladder, but he fell off it plenty of times.
Damn sure what he actually said did fall off. He didn't say didn't. He said did.
And he says that's why he wobbles now. Oh, it's like Grizzly Adams did have a beard. He's saying Hornswoggle did fall off a ladder.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Wait, Brian's not here.
I was just going to do a couple little dirt sheets and we'll call it a night.
Hey, we're right at the hour mark. We're good.
Let's see here. Well, hour 15. What do we got for dirt
I
sheets?
forget we started.
So we already talked about the spinal stenosis and the recent concussion for Sheamus. Probably going to put him out.
Sorry, Sheamus. You got a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah. So Percy on NXT is the news. Original rumors were he was getting replaced by Beth Phoenix. The truth of the matter is he's quitting to pursue an acting career, and there's rumors that Beth Phoenix will be the replacement.
See, now, if he was doing his role on NXT on the main roster and he sounded like he cared the way he does on NXT, but on the main roster, I believe he would have a future as an actor.
Sure. I don't disagree.
I don't know. This is weird because what is he? He wasn't good at promos. I never saw him, but that's what Brian used to tell me.
I don't know. I don't know Percy. All I know is that he had grown on me. I had been like that sounded really horrible, but as an announcer, yeah, right. As an announcer, I was like, okay, I'm into you now. He's doing his thing. He's fun. Beth Phoenix being on NXT as an announcer for me, if that's the case, she should be. I don't want a veteran on the panel there. I want it to be everyone there new, trying to learn the craft, even the announcers. You know, Morrow can guide them, but I don't want somebody. I don't want a fucking Hall of Famer on NXT.
Yeah, you
panel.
don't want to hear King next to
I don't want it.
On the board, dirt sheet. I don't know if you had this one. Lars Sullivan. We know he's in heat for the racism contest. This is from Soji, by the way. But he says in WWE don't care. They haven't acted like they care at all.
Yeah, but
if he's on TV tomorrow, they don't care.
It was Big E. I think Big E did the big reply at Big E, saying that we all know, and he's got to live with what he said, and that he works in a company with a growing population of minority employees. So they all know. And I'm sure if any of the actual talent walked up and was like, hey, this is not cool. If Xavier walked up and said, I'm not doing this, then Lars would be gone. I truly believe that. I mean, this is a fucking publicly traded company. There are certain standards that they have to go by. And yes, the guy had some shit in the past and is pretty bad shit. But people do change. I'm not saying he has changed. I'm just saying people do. People are allowed to have a chance. So,
and the company's always been multicultural. Yes, there are plenty that are fake, like Kofi being Jamaican for half a second.
And there's plenty of racism too. You could point out in WWE's history.
Jinder being who's nationally a Canadian, but is ethnically an Indian, playing on that. Or who is it we saw at the Crockett Cup who suddenly lost his Russian accent?
Oh, Nikita Koloff.
Koloff. You homegrown. They've always had the code of many nationalities a theme throughout there, but when you attack one like this, it crosses a line.
Let me just get political for a moment, okay?
It's the end of the show. Go for it.
Here's the thing, guys, and I'm just gonna be straight up with you. You can like it, I don't care. You can hate it, I don't give a damn either. The guy said racist shit. and it's not excusable. But at some point, we have to stop fucking demonizing everybody for everything they've done in the past, okay? I'm serious. The fucking Me Too thing and all that, yeah, it's great. It's wonderful. It really is. But at some point, we have to say we can't just destroy everybody because, I mean, honestly, shit could come out in my past that could ruin me.
Yeah. Well,
right?
And
just
even
as a person, not as anything else, but just a father. And you got to let shit go.
Like Louis C.K. even admitting it couldn't save him. People that were
Right.
exonerated, it's still a pockmark on their career.
And it's shit like
it's hurting people even that aren't guilty.
Right. And I just don't fucking care enough about some of this shit. He did racist shit in the past. If the guys, his fellow roster mates, don't care that he's there, if they're like, we don't give a shit, wrestle. If they say it, then I don't give a shit either. Because I'm not wrestling with the guy. In my world, he's a fucking character put on TV. I don't give a shit. You can go through 100 different TV shows fucking on TV or streaming wherever, and you could find 100 different actors that have all done something really shitty in their past, and just don't watch the show then.
And you know, it's tough to toe the line here. I'm going to try, Rob. Cut me off if I'm doing bad.
Yeah.
But there's a fine line. I'm not saying it's warranted, but there's a fine line between somebody grabbing somebody's butt that's unwarranted and some of the other malicious things that are done. They have lumped everybody into the Me Too movement. Some people had a indiscretion. I pinched some girl's fanny at work that I shouldn't have.
I flirted.
Or I grabbed a waitress's butt when I was really drunk at a bar inadvertently. That is inappropriate. Hear me correctly. That is inappropriate.
But
I'm not condoning it.
It's not assault.
But it's not the same as a casting director saying, give me a blowjob and I'll give you the role kind of level. Like, you know, these are not the same level.
Yeah.
Me giving you a paper cut and me murdering your kin are different.
Yeah.
We act nowadays like those are the same.
And in this,
he assaulted
and
him.
in this situation, Lars Sullivan posts some anonymous racist shit on a fucking workout site in his past. I mean, it's not like he was out there doing physical harm. I'm not excusing what he's doing. I'm just saying, for fuck's sake, the other people on the roster don't care. They don't care.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, imagine if, you know, you're in the NBA.
Yeah.
You know, and let's say your teammates are mostly black, and you make a comment. If they still pass you the ball and want to play with you and don't demand that you're off the team, they have to work with you every day. If they can get past it, who the fuck are you to say that you can't get past it?
Exactly.
You know,
if tomorrow Big E comes out in the Twitter, or like I said, Kofi or Xavier, any of them, and says, you know what, I will not work in this company with him, then I am completely on their side. And yes, WWE, you need to get rid of it because now it's a toxic work environment. It's making people feel uncomfortable in where they should be feeling comfortable. I'm with you, but until they come out and say it, everybody needs to shut the fuck up.
Well, and the context is already out there. It's in the past. It's not like he said it currently. Again, not justifying his actions.
Yeah.
But it's in the past.
If the sponsors want to drop out, okay, then WWE has to make a decision.
And everybody our age, Rob and I are 42 and 41.
Yeah.
Everybody our age is so happy that smartphones didn't frickin' exist in our 20s, because we would be apologizing for way more things than what we did.
Sure.
I'm talking stupid stuff from egging someone's house and toilet papering their trees to...
in my 20s, getting really drunk and probably being very, very inappropriate with the waitress.
Yes. Like I was suggesting, I was speaking from the heart there.
Yeah.
There was a time I got too inebriated and I smacked the waitress's butt. I crossed the line. I have no idea that waitress's name.
Right.
I know, though, that I crossed the line, and that's good enough for me to not cross that line again.
Yeah.
I don't need to be, like, my career doesn't need to be ruined. Not that I have
And
one
I think everybody's had a somewhat racist moment in their life. I'm not saying you went online and blogged about it. And again, I'm not excusing what he said. But everybody's had a moment in their life where they've said something that, you know, they can look back on it and go, man, that was really shitty that I said that.
Or they wish they could take back in the moment they said it.
Right.
Soji wants to point out, he says, this is my take. He says it was years ago. It's reported. He apologized. Why is it a big deal now? They keep bringing it up on the news. Again, they're trying to sell the drama. That's what it's all about.
I think
they don't
think
have
it's
any good
ultra
creative.
sensitive fucking participation trophy fucking generation that cries all over the fucking place. You're a bunch of and look, I'm a liberal. You're a bunch of fucking snowflakes.
Yeah, we can't say anything negative anymore. There is no tough love. We live in a world.
I have
with
to
no
apologize
tough
for
love.
saying everything I say right after I say it.
Right. We live in a world with no tough love, and guess what else? Guess what else we do with no tough love? We give you participation trophies.
Yeah.
Hey, you're doing great. Here's a participation trophy. We take away the incentive every day, Rob. You know it.
Hey, Buckaroo.
We get closer to idiocracy.
Your opinion absolutely matters. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't. Your opinion doesn't matter. My opinion doesn't matter.
And I hate to say it, but how many people probably had their parents tell them when they were growing up, you could be president someday.
You can't.
You can't.
You're not going
You're
to.
never going to be
No.
president.
There is an absolute fucking ceiling for you.
Yeah, you are not finding some new atomic number element on the chemical periodic
No.
table.
Chances are no.
No
chances
Nobel
are no.
Prize for you.
Probably not.
No, and maybe, I'm sorry, I'll give a sports analogy. Maybe they could be fueled like me. My coach said, I will never be a starter.
Right.
I'll be lucky if I see any time in a match. And I got better and better so that he couldn't help but put me in.
When you
motivated me.
When you get to high school, I might just tell the principal to not let you have world history because you're probably never going to leave the state of North Carolina.
Right.
Yeah, don't even know about the rest of the world.
You don't need to know about
No.
California.
You probably
You know what? Anything beyond the Louisiana Purchase, just forget it.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bangbus says in 2 years when the show is blowing up with 1,000 viewers every week, Adam's going to have to apologize for his Black History comments.
Double down.
Those were
Dozer.
right.
That's when we
I don't have to apologize when you're right.
when we bring Kiera on the show. And just,
They put the belt on a black champion and pulled it the second the month was over.
Here's a new-
I can't help but point out that happened.
here's a new segment. Kiera comes on here and it's called Kiera apologizes to the black community for Adam. And she just goes through all the things she should apologize
Oh,
for you on.
Ninja, please.
Okay, so there's that one more thing. This is it. Last one. That spawned off in the fucking direction, didn't it?
I don't know.
Percy.
It was fun.
Yeah. Goldberg and Taker at the
Brian said it best. Goldberg Taker, yeah, that's a thumbs up thing. Not in 2019.
No.
Not in 2019. Who wants to see that now? It's just
I didn't watch
2019. I would have more hype around Sting and Taker, and I don't want to see that in 2019.
You know,
But at least that would be a first.
I didn't watch the last Saudi pay-per-view. I really doubt I'm going to watch. Maybe I'll watch a
Crown Stool.
Yeah. Maybe I'll watch a Taker Goldberg match just to see how bad it is.
What's this called? Sands of Time?
Suck the Sultan off
Sultan
series.
of Sweat?
We are the Sultan of
No girls allowed.
Hmm?
Take the Jew home too.
Istanbul to Constantinople.
No, it's Istanbul. It's
Constantinople. Istanbul to Constantinople.
A long time ago.
All right. I think
Dirt
that's
sheet.
it.
Austin Aries signed with MLW. Wish Brian was here. You're all missing on the good stuff. We'll cover it tomorrow. He's going to be back.
Yeah, he'll
That's
be here
why.
tomorrow.
You know,
MLW. That's a porn. That's porn.
Yeah.
The porn. Is that right?
MLW? No.
Porn, right?
No.
Is that ALW?
No, I think it's a soccer league.
What's this? Reports that Vince was having issues with Becky as champ, but now they say Vince is going to approve Becky for big plans up to WrestleMania next year.
Yeah, he's going to the power couple. You're going to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
They're going to have a faction. Hey, they're going to top it off. It's going to be Becky and Seth as co-heads of the faction. And guess who's going to be in the faction? Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, and Bobby Lashley.
And Dana Brooke and Lacey Evans.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So they can each have their own J&J security versions.
Why not make it Dana Brooke and Natty so you can keep her relevant?
Well, because I'm hoping Dana Brooke gets future endeavored so Brian has a shot.
All right. Tomorrow night is going to be Adam and Brian doing the second half of the go-home shows here for Money in the Bank, making any further predictions, talking about things they might want to talk about. I'm not quite sure, but I do know one thing. I know we're done tonight.
We're done. Flush and wipe.
You know what? Hey, Adam, you know
Wait,
what?
no, wipe then flush.
You know what, Adam?
What?
I'm good.
You're good.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited by You Record Studios and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.
Housekeeping. Housekeeping.
Come back later, please.
Housekeeping.
Not now.
Housekeeping.
Go away.
Here are your Markedoutwrestling housekeeping notes. Stay informed through social media by following us on Facebook, facebook.com/markedout1, Instagram @markedoutwrestling, Twitter @smartmarkshow. Join us live and subscribe on YouTube, Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, or Twitch, Marked Out Wrestling. Listen to us using Apple Podcast, iTunes, or Podbean the following day. Send us your thoughts and opinions, or upload your custom audio segments to us using WeTransfer.com via email, markedoutpodcast@gmail.com. MOWP are members of the Electronic Media Collective and Bubba the Love Sponges, Bubba Radio Army. You can listen to us on demand on either platform. Get connected. Get connected.
Oh my God!
I said no. Okay, I clean. I stick finger in your mouth. Housekeeping.
Okay.
Okay. Show me the money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Hello, Marked Out Wrestling listener family. This is RAW, the executive producer of the show, and I'm excited to tell you about some great ways to help us continue to bring you great pro wrestling fan perspective in the coming year. Visit markedoutgear.com and browse our new line of apparel and gear. You can grab a shirt or gear with some of our favorite catchphrases from the show or some of our original concepts. And don't forget to use the promo code SmartMarkShow for 10% off of your entire order. Independent wrestlers, we'd love to support your growth by offering you a platform to market yourself. Email us, markedoutgear@gmail.com, if you are interested. We will take a minimal cut while giving you up to 90% of the profits. Also, join one of our monthly tiers on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/markedoutwrestling, and if you choose the Marking Out tier of $20 a month, we will send you an MOWP shirt as a thank you. Finally, visit collarandelbowbrand.com and use the promo code MARKEDOUT, that's all caps in one word, to receive 10% off of your entire order of Al Snow's popular pro wrestling brand apparel.
Show me the money. Show me the money. You my motherfucker.
And thank you for your support.